Good evening, everybody. Sorry about the delay. Things didn't go as smoothly as I had hoped today. So welcome to my Facebook Live. My name is Kelley Farley. I'm an independent Stampin' demonstrator in Karaka, Auckland, New Zealand. And tonight we're going to make the never-ending card, which is, let me just get this up on the screen so I can see when people follow along and have any questions. Okay, so the never-ending card is the card that just every time you fold it, a new part opens to give you, so you end up with 4. I think I've somehow did mine back to front, so my pot there is upside down. So if I turn that around, then these go upside down. But that's hi, Lisa. Yeah, so this is quite a cool card. I'd recommend, like, the first time you've done it, to use 2 different colours, which I've done. I've used the Moody Mauve, and the this one here is, whoops, Pebbled Path. Hello. Yeah, it is quite cool, Lisa. And you know, you could just decorate it. Oh, and it's fallen apart on me. That's real good selling, isn't it? Must be my cheap tape that I had. So yeah, it just keeps going and going and going. Sorry, that's just fallen apart. Oh, what have I done? Oh, there. That's why it wasn't sticking, because it was stuck on the wrong bit. Okay, so what I got from Helen when I was away is we just did a little bit of a template here. So you could kind of see how it all works together. All right, so when you start, you need to start with the one of the flat side of, how do I explain it? It's flat side of one colour, and then you go to the next one. It's also like that, because then when you move to the next part, you get a mix of both. All right, so you start. Sorry, Alison. We had a little bit of drama with dinner. As I was sitting down to eat my dinner, Teddy decided that he wanted my steak, and he took it. So that was not fun. And now he's been locked in his crate while we eat dinner, and he is not happy. He is crying a lot. But by the time I managed to get myself sorted back to finish eating my dinner, I was running a bit late, so sorry about that. Yes, he is not a happy puppy, and we are not happy with him. He's lucky he's not outside in the rain, to be honest. Okay, so I'm using this stamp set here called... Hello, Andrea. Sorry, I missed saying hello to you. This one is called Earthen Textures. It actually is one that I've been looking at and up and, you know, back and forth about. It has the this DSP is out of the matching set, but I actually got it. I only got it the other day, and that was because I used it. It was one of the sets that was being used in the... where have I put them? Where did I... Oh, they're there. World Card Making Day thing that Stampin' Up! Were doing. So I'll just show you. So we made this one. I changed the colour. The other one was yellow, lemon lolly, and this azure afternoon. We added some silver to it just to kind of lift it. I'm not a massive fan of yellow anyway, so I went with the Berry Burst and azure afternoon. And then the next one was this one, which is the Earthen Textures. and I changed it up a little bit. These were supposed to be blue, stamped with this, and then watercoloured, so it's on watercolour paper. So it looks a little bit vanilla, but then we've just used some watercolour over the stamps. So this one here, and then this is one of the dies, and it actually, you can, on the creases, you can fold it so that it creates a little bit of lift. And then this is one of the thank you from it, and I just put some really fine metallic thread behind there. And then this is the last one, which is a new one as well. All 3 sets actually I didn't have, so but this one has made like a little cracker, which is quite cute, and it uses the punch. The punch is probably about that wide. Yeah, so those are the ones from Saturday. And if you missed it and you want to go back and have a look at it, you don't have to have these stamp sets, but it is being replayed until the end of the month, so you can go and watch it again and make the cards. They show you the cards, they make one and then they make it again so that you can watch and then follow along later. So, and being pre-recorded, you'll be able to pause it and stop it. So what I've got here is just, so in the measurements, you need 4 pieces of card. Ah, that's annoying. Did you get an email to say, click on this link to watch? You can go back to it. You can actually just go straight to the Stampin' Up! New Zealand page and look for the World Card Making Day, and there'll be a link that you can go in and watch the cards if you'd like to. Yeah, it was. I will give that feedback because a couple of people had trouble signing up for it. Okay, so we've got 4 pieces. These tonight we're working in centimetres, you know, just to be different. So the card base, you need 4 pieces. I would suggest 2 of each colour, and so that you've got, it's a bit easier to see the change around. So these are 7 centimetres across by 14 centimetres deep. Okay, so that's 28 centimetres. So you get a couple of strips out of a piece of card. All right, so what you're going to do is we're going to start by popping these in the trimmer, and we're going to do some scoring. Very easy scoring. It's the same score at each end, and so we're going to score at, didn't write it down, that was silly. Why didn't I write that down? Oh, I wrote it on another piece of paper. 3.5 centimetres at each end. So, remembering we're doing centimetres, so 3.5 centimetres, and we're just scoring. So if you wanted to cut 14 by 14 score and then cut it in half, you could do that. Hello, rat bag. What are you doing? What are you doing? Actually, yeah, you can go that way because it goes to 4 centimetres that side. Gives you a bit more to hang on to. So all 4 pieces, and with this one you need to make sure that you're pretty accurate with your measurements so that it works, because they're all joining up together. Okay, so I'll put this over here out of the way. So we've got 4. I'm going to start with these two on the bottom, and they're going to go vertical, and you're going to just put them together like that. Don't make sure that they don't overlap, the join doesn't overlap, and that the score marks line up. Okay. Actually, we probably want to score these first. Just so that when we want them to move, they're already done. And again, because it's moving around the whole thing, you want to make sure that you score. 3.5, 7. Okay, as long as they're all the same. So that's going to go like that, and then we'll just do the same thing with this. Yes, possibly done something wrong here, but anyway, I'm sure it'll work. Right, so this one is going to, and because I was already late, it's going to be a little bit longer. So we're going to start with, we then also have 8 pieces that are going to be in here, which are our centre mats, which we're going to stamp on. And then you need 12 strips of DSP. So these squares are 6.5 by 6.5 centimetres, and these are 6.5 centimetres by 3 centimetres. You don't have to have these. You could just stamp directly on. If you've got a light enough card base, you could just stamp directly on it. If you want extra layers, then you can do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop our pieces like that, and we're just going to put in each corner like so, not all the way along. Now I'm using glue this time because obviously my tape isn't very good, because it just came off when I was showing you the card. So you can pop that on there like that. If you've got a magnetic thing or something you want to use to do that, then you can do that. Actually, let me bring in the trimmer, because that'll help me get it nice and straight. So, because our lovely trimmer has that flat edge in the corner, and then the piece by our on the bottom here, so you can push it right into the corner. Don't get glue over your trimmer. I've done that, and it's not the best outcome. So then what we're going to do is these other pieces are going to go the opposite way, so they're going to be horizontal, and we're just going to pop those on so that they line up like that. Now obviously, because I'm using a wet glue, it's going to need a few minutes to stick down. Now what we want to do is we want to make sure that these edges line up. Alright, so that, oh whoops, glue came out. No, thought it got stuck on a bit of glue. So I'm just going to let that sit for a minute, and I'm going to start on this side. So I'm actually just going to, while that's sitting drying, that piece is a little bit wide, so I'm just going to trim that off, because that's going to be in the way. Now it's made it all fluffy. Pair of scissors, just get that off. Okay, so let that dry. And we're going to have, I'm going to put 2 pieces here, and I'm going to make this this is the front. So I'm going to make this my focal point. So I'm going to start with some DSP, and I've got 6 of these, or 6 or 8, 5, Okay, I can't count. So I've got 4 of that one. Oh, there's 2 there. And 6 of that one. So that's only 10. So, you know, still can't count. So I'm going to use 4 of those and I'm going to put them on the front. So while my glue is setting, I'm going to move these out of the way. You don't have to put DSP on. You could actually, what am I doing? You could actually just use stamps and decorate it with stamps. You don't have to use DSP, but it's a really good way if you've got some DSP that you want to use up or some strips that you need to use up. It's a really good way to do that because you just need thin pieces around. There are some sections which I haven't cut DSP for, which are the half size of that. So they're like a 3 by 3, maybe. Or 3 1/4 by 3. So I'm going to pop that one there. Also, if you're doing DSP, try not to do anything that is too much of an issue if it has direction. And, you know, obviously, if you want to make your pieces match up, cut them and then glue them. All right, so that is there. Let's do a bit of stamping for the front. I'm actually going to stamp my 2 pieces together, like so, and have them stuck together. If you want to, you could pop a piece of washi tape on the back. You want to make sure that you can still get it apart though. There's no back or front, so I just want them to hold together while I'm stamping it. So I'll pop that on there like that. And let's start with, I'm going to go with that pot, this branch thingy, and this is supposed to be, I don't know what it's supposed to be. I think it looks like toy, so I'm going with that. And I am sticking with the colours that are in the DSP and the and in the set. So I've got that not the set, the designer series paper and the cardstock that I'm using. So it's all kind of in that same theme. So I've got Pebbled Path, Moody Mauve, and Grey Granite. I know the Grey Granite is my stamp here, and I'm going to use Moody Mauve on there. So I'm just going to stamp, and I want to stamp there, about there. Now, there's 2 options with this next step. Is you can just line your branches up so they don't overlap and make a mess of your thing. You can pop a post-it note. I'm just gonna see where that went. So there's a faint ink line, and I'm just going to cut those bits off there and pop that back on so I can see where the edges of it is. But let's start with some of that one, and because we've got the post-it note, you can go a bit lower. So it looks like it's coming out of the pot. And then we'll use this one, which I'm going to pop up here. And stamp off there. Stamp off and put some in there. Okay, so now when I take that off, it's coming down behind the pot, but that's okay. no one's going to look that closely at it. So then this one goes on here. So just gently take that off. I found this is the easiest way to make sure that I get my pieces is to decorate each step once we as we go, rather than so then that's our first one. All right, and then we're going to open it that way, and that's not our second. We want to then bring it forward. Now, because it hasn't had much movement, we're going to find bone folder. We're going to just pin those over so that we get a bit of... So now our DSP is up here, and I'm going to pop our 4 bits up there. So we've gone from here into here. And I'll put the DSP on these ones, I think. I miscounted. I thought I'd counted 6 of 8. Sorry. I thought I'd got 12 pieces, but only 10. So can't count. Here I was. When I think I'm really organised, something comes back to bite me and I'm missing something. Okay, so we want that in there like that. I'm just going to pop that on there for now just to give it a bit of weight. And then we're going to get our next one. And they're side by side this time. So you could do them so that they carry on. Or you could, what colour was that? Mauve. Or you can do them as 2 separate images, and I'm actually just going to put it like so. And I'm going to maybe do like mirror images, except that one's a little bit far over. Excuse me. Okay. Okay, and then we can do this again, and I might just cut off another bit, put there, because then I can do them both at the same time. Speed it up for you. I'm actually just going to put 2 of these on. Okay. So that's the next part. Here. You can use these parts to put sentiments on. You don't have to decorate it just with images. I'd try not to put too many, if any, dimensionals on, or too many things that create extra bulk, because it's bulky enough as it is. Now, obviously, this is not going to fit in a standard envelope. All right, so there's your first one, then your next one, and then we're going to bring this in like that. And that should then, now I'm going to stamp these. I've used that one quite a bit. So let me use this one. What colour is that? Pebbled Path. So I'm not going to use designer series paper on this one. I'm just going to stamp with some Pebbled Path. Hang on. Let me just double check that. Yep, should be alright. So I'm just going to stamp some branchy things just to give it a bit of texture. And then we've got our two pieces. Now again, these are up and down. So this is where you could probably put in a thank you. Oops. It's got a halo because I rocked it. So let's put some distract us from that and put some ferns there. And then we could, let's go. Doesn't matter that it doesn't match up completely, but it'll just finish off the image. And then there's one here that says with gratitude, so I might put that down here and try not to get a halo. Too much ink out here, everybody. It's going to make a mess. There's going to be something that I'm going to regret. Not 100% happy with that, but that's okay. I could have brought a bit more of that down. That's right. When it's not perfect, it's more handmade. Okay, so there we go. That one, I just need to put, just lost my last bit of card under the desk. Okay, hope everyone's still with me and hasn't fallen asleep because it's taking so long. And then, so we've got, so let's go back to the beginning. So there's our beginning, and then we bring it forward. And then we bring it forward, and then we're going to bring it forward again. Now you're going to see that there. That was something that I forgot to mention. And I might sew put a square there. What happens on that side? Alright, so see, that's why I've got 2 bits left. Now what did we say these were? 6.5. So 3.12 half. About there. Okay. So I'm gonna just double check myself. I'm gonna go this way. This is where I made my mistake last time, I think. And we're going to go up here. So when you're decorating, just keep checking back and forward. Obviously not like I just did with glue, but just keep checking backwards and forwards to make sure. Now you can stamp directly on there, or you can pop that on there. And I think I might just, I don't think I've used that, but I'm just going to have some branches there. And that one's quite cute. I probably need a bigger block for. And let's use the same colour. So it's a bit denser in the foliage than the first one, but and this is going to go there and there. And maybe I'll just do both of that one. That's a bit closer together. Okay, so this, I think that's the right way. Okay, so let's go back to our beginning. So our beginning, then the next one, then the next one, then the last one. And so these are going to go, so actually my thank you should have gone up a bit higher, but that's okay. You can still see it. Then the right way around, that'll be helpful. So if you've got two that kind of continue across like that, and you've got two that continue down. So if you wanted to, you could leave these as whole pieces, stamp your image, and then cut them in half. So they would be 6.5 by 6. So 6.5 by 6, and then if you cut them, then you get that whole piece. Oh, Alison, I'm sure if you just took your time, I'm sure you'd be able to do it, and do it with the replay where it's stopping and starting. And actually, really, it does, like, you could just do that whole thing with designer series paper. You don't have to stamp, but I think I've always done it this way, where I've gone that way, and it still works, and it does work. So you can do that, because my brain is saying this is back to front, but either way works, really, doesn't it? As long as, so you just have, my one here is upside down, so those should have been run the other way around. I should have had them the other way around. And see, this one here, I just used the tall vase here and just stamped it like a brick pattern over there, and I put that down in the wrong place, so I just made it look like it was, and then I have to turn it there because that's the wrong way, and then that puts that the wrong way. So it's just a matter of sitting down, as long as you've got, and what I've got here is, so for decorating, is where you've got the two horizontal ones on the top. Put a 1 there. All right, so I'm going to hold that there for you. So that is your page number 1. Then you're going to come in. So you've got all. So first one is all one, the first color. Second one is all the second color, and put a 2 on it. Okay, and then bring your next one in, and that's going to be your 3. All right, and then that one there is your 4. So, yeah, I totally get it. I had to play around with it, so I would suggest get a couple of bits of card, just some offcuts of a card, stick them together. So remember, you're putting your pieces down, the vertical ones down first, all right, and then you're going to put some glue in each corner, not the whole way along, but, or, you know, just so that it's not going to go past that fold there. Well, this might be what it needs to get you out of your block, Alison. Yeah, so you can get a couple of bits of scrap so that you can then just kind of get used to the manipulation of it. And so when you're decorating your card, you've got this to move around. You've got this to move around with, and you don't have to try and figure out where that is because it lines up exactly the same. All right, well, it's 8:15. Thank you very much for being patient and waiting for me to arrive late and for sticking around a little bit longer. I hope that you might, yeah, that's always a good idea, Andrea, isn't it? I find that if it's a really, like if I'm trying to get my head around it or I'm making changes to the size, I'll do it with an A4. But it's always good to have a template. Hopefully you keep that with a sample of your card so that you know what it looks like too. So thank you very much for joining me. I am excited to see what you guys come up with. I did just put a post up, Lisa, I just saw it as I was going live. I am putting in an order in the next few days. I can't guarantee that it will be before the end of the free shipping time, but if it is and you've paid shipping, then obviously I will refund what you've paid me. I can also take a credit card if you would prefer to do that. Yes, back to work tomorrow. Thanks, Alison. The last 2 weeks have really gone quite quickly, crazy fast. But it's, and you know, every term's a busy term, isn't it? But this one's going to be super busy. All right, I'm going to go and make sure that the rest of my family is still breathing and no one's killed each other because they were really grumpy when I came out here. So I will go and sort that out, and I will post this on YouTube and last week's one, hopefully sometime this week. I just didn't get a chance to it. And I've got another cool card on Wednesday night, so I will see you Wednesday night. All right, bye for now. Take care.